So I've got a teenage son who's become a pretty good runner, and recently I decided that it was time for me to get my sorry backside up off the couch and to start doing a little bit of training with the hope that maybe one day I would be able to even just train alongside him a little bit for some shared time. So I've started a couple times a week going out and running around my block, kind of chugging and lumbering my way around. And a few weeks ago, as my body was screaming at me as I come down the home stretch and I'm wheezing and sputtering my way towards the finish line, everything inside of me was saying, I cannot wait for this moment to be over and to get on to whatever comes after this. When suddenly, my eyes caught sight of my neighbor. And in that moment, God spoke to me and changed my perspective on things. You see, my neighbor is about my age. He's got a family in about the same stage of life as my own. And yet he's battling Lou Gehrig's disease, which is, as you know, a debilitating, degenerative disease. And yet for the last number of months, as we've been crossing paths with each other, taking time to chat regularly, seeing each other outside, I've noticed that he is extremely thankful and content for where he's at in life. God used that moment of me being anything but content and just longing for the next thing to come and looking at my neighbor and seeing how content he is. And God spoke to me and said, you know, Josh, you are so driven for the next thing. You are so often longing for your less than perfect circumstances to be changed by something in the future that you fail to be thankful to me and just to have gratitude for the moment that you find yourself in. Even in that moment, as my heart was pounding in my chest way faster than I wish it would, the Holy Spirit was nudging my heart, reminding me that I was missing joy and contentment and a lot of what God had in store for me just by missing the gratitude and the posture of thankfulness that I could have and should have had towards God. That's changed my outlook over the last few weeks. I found myself being a whole lot more content just regardless of my circumstances. Even sometimes in difficult moments, even sometimes in moments where maybe I would find myself wishing my circumstances would change. I've been looking for the opportunity just to say, God, what things do I have to thank you for in this moment? What reason do I have, even right now, for gratitude? There's always something. I wonder if maybe God has a similar lesson in store for some of you. I know your circumstances might be difficult. They might be a long way off from ideal. But we all have something that we can turn to God and say thank you to Him for in a moment. We all have a way that even in a rough moment, we can say to God, thank you for the moment that I find myself in. And when we learn to do so, we'll find that there's a lot of joy and contentment that can come alongside us even in difficult times.